Don't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me. Just watch me. I got you wrapped around my finger, but don't you try to call me tomorrow. There's nothing personal in having a little fun. You wait and see if it's worth your while. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me. Give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me. Just watch me. Just watch me.
Welcome back to Indianapolis, home of the 2025 Club National Championships here for USA Rugby. Next up, our third and final match of the day, Boise United taking on the Kansas City Rugby Football Club. The D2 semifinals just about to get underway. We've got another great match on our hands here. The other D2 semifinal already underway. We'll take a look at that one as we push forward. I'm joined up here in the booth by Darian Lovelace. And Darian, we've got an excellent match on our hands here. Two teams, one from the Pacific Northwest, the other from Mid-America. Both incredible on the season. 14-0 for Boise United, 9-1 for Kansas City. Should be a tremendous battle here in Indianapolis.
And here, the red and the blue is going to be Kansas City. They're coached by Pat Clifton, dear friend of Next Level Rugby and head honcho of the college rugby show. Always has something to say while he sips on rosé. But then on the flip side, Boise United, there he is, the man with the mustache, Pat Clifton, head coach for Kansas City. And then for Boise United, you've got a player who is also coaching this side, the number 4. Keep an eye out for Potlatch Crichton. He's going to be monumental and have a lot to say for this Boise United side, but you can already see that the silence is starting to settle in before that first whistle as we get ready for this D2 semifinal.
Kansas City on the other side there in the red and blue, one of the better teams in the nation, 44-39. They took down the Gentlemen of Aspen in the super regional northern side, and 43-25 over the Chicago Blaze. So consistently putting up at least 6 to 7 tries a game, getting over that 40-point mark time and time again. A great offensive output, but on the other side, out of, again, the Pacific Northwest Premiership, Boise United has had an incredible run, won 31-5 over Silicon Valley, and no slouches on the offensive end themselves. 52-31 over the Las Vegas Irish in the first round. Kick is underway, and we are ready to rock and roll here from Indianapolis. Oliver Jones gets us going from Kansas City, kicks this one deep inside the 22 for Boise United. Quick box kick comes from Logan Hill. It's corralled in the back 3 for Kansas City, and the counterattack is on. Joseph Nichols. That was Oliver Jones to the outside. Nice little spin pass to the outside, right on the line, and Boise's able to hold firm. They get their first possession here. Swim through one. Into contact they go. Logan Hill running the show from that scrum half position. Already saw one box kick out of him. This one does appear to land just in the field of play. So great kick there from the scrum half to be able to set things up, flip the pitch, line out coming for Kansas City.
The kicking game has been used really well by all sides. We saw it in the D2 semifinal for the women's and the D3 men's final. The kicking game can gain you a lot of territory here. So already kind of testing the waters is Logan Hill. We'll kind of see if Kansas City uses that as a tool in their tool bag.
A little bit of wind here in Indianapolis, 73 degrees on the pitch right now in this beautiful natural grass turf in Kuntz Stadium. Off to the outside they come. This one bobbled a little bit, and it looks to be scooped up possibly by Boise, but they may have knocked it on in picking it up as well. So we'll come back. It'll be a scrum to Kansas City, just about 30 meters from their own try zone.
And that's twice now that Kansas City has had a handling error where the ball just didn't go into the right spot or into the right hands here. Boise United already showing that they want to get into those channels when they defensively launch. So Kansas City is going to have to be very smart when they're making those passes.
Put into the scrum here, Dylan Brannon. Get KC back going again. You saw the huge smile on the sideline there from Pat Clifton before the game started. This team has played a tremendous season, have gone further than they ever could have imagined, right here knocking on the door of a national championship here in the D2 semifinal. Reset the scrum, have it again. Brennan puts it in, nice little shove from Kansas City, sets it available for him. Use the boot right away again. Wind blowing a little bit from left to right. You see the flag pushed back there. This one all the way down. Let's see if he goes inside the 22. Would have been a 50-22 if he had gotten it that far, but just outside. So it'll be a line out here for Boise United.
And just a meter difference. I mean, to be in center pitch and then to really use the wind to propel the ball down pitch side. It looks like the ball is right at the 22, so we'll see. It looks like Boise United is going to go ahead and take possession of this. It's unfortunate, though, from Kansas City after a wildly good kick coming in from them.
Wind started this morning blowing left to right from our viewing screen, but a little bit from the far side of the field to the near side as well. A little bit of an angle there. Great work off of the line out for the United. Into contact they come. Logan Hill spins it to the right-hand side. Good tackle coming in. Nichols from his fly half position just has to eat that one. Not a lot of meters being given up. Still 5 meters away from that 22. Third phase into it. Another hard charging run. Great job getting low. Caleb Land dropped to the deck, took him down, but did not roll away in time. So back 10 will go KC.
It's just unfortunate there for Land. 2 times he had some really good low contact tackles that were able to get them to ground quickly. Just unfortunately there, when you make a low contact and the tackle is a little bit soft where the player goes over top, it just might lead to you getting pinned underneath there, and Land just looks like he might have pinned the ball as well. So it's an understandable penalty for Boise United.
Good showing from the Kansas City Rugby Football Club, making that drive up to Indianapolis. Great to have them here, getting excited, pumping up their squad, ready to see them punch their ticket to the national championship tomorrow afternoon. This one goes awry. United back with it in those baby blue jerseys. Nice jerseys with the tree line on the lower half of the jersey as well. Come out to the right-hand side, but again, behind the gain line. Now some space opens up. 3v2 out there, and they're going to kick this one forward. Try to pin KC back inside their own end, but there's the return kick. Lands in touch, trickles out, and provides a little bit of relief. Quick throw coming in, and United back on the front foot. KC a little slow to come back after that kick. Nobody really chasing. Contact they come. Now over to the left-hand side. Big hard run from Mitchell Rice through the defense. Gets back up to his feet and keeps churning. Continue to move here to the near side. Taylor Thomas. Great shoestring tackle coming in from KC. That was Caleb Land again on the defensive end, and now it's scooped up, taken away by Kansas City. Back in possession, and they're going to earn themselves the penalty as United in from the side. They'll get sent back 10.
And you can see what the possession means to both sides. They're really trying to make a statement there at ruck time. Both teams are competing equally at the ruck, which is going to kind of come into play here. But referee already quick to go to the whistle to kind of stop the messy play. So both teams are going to have to make the adaptation here with the physicality. But from Boise, I mean, this one right here, Rice with some extra sides as well as just able to get over the line, continues to pump the legs through. And I mean, you want players like that for Boise State, but when you've got somebody who's got a boot in Kansas City like Jones being able to get it all the way within the 22, Kansas City with the backing of the crowd should be able to get some points on the board or at least ask some questions from Boise.
Couple of balls on the pitch there as we get set up for an attacking line out for Kansas City. See Logan Hill there in the scrum half position. Gets the pass down from up high. Straight into contact goes Kansas City. Usually use this to open stuff up on the outside. There's the quick ball. Big time skip pass. Finds its target out there. Driven back kind of behind the gain line. We'll have to regroup. Good defense so far from Boise. Another big shot coming in. I think that was Potlatch. Crichton, a player coach for Boise. This time lifted up, big time physicality, not placed so gently there, and back 10 go Boise.
I mean, this is what we asked for, right? The physicality between both sides. Both teams are showing that they can tackle really well, that they're going to tackle you aggressively. Kansas City going ahead and electing for the penalty kick, which will get them the first 3 points. And it looks like with this matchup, you're going to have to take any points you can get.
We saw on the D1 side yesterday, Belmont Shore went for 6 or 7 penalty kicks instead of opting for the touchline. Started to miss a couple of them, but it helped them out enough to keep the lead and take down the Austin Blacks in the D1 semifinal yesterday. See if the strategy pays off here for Kansas City as well. Jones strikes this one clean and puts it through the uprights. 3 points up on the board for Kansas City as they take the lead 9 minutes into the match.
And it's a smart move coming in for Jones to take ownership of that kick and go ahead and get the 3 points for Kansas City on the board here. It also kind of gets the forwards out of the physical aspect of either going in for a scrum or a line out. Right now, it's probably going to be smarter to avoid contact at all costs between both of these sides' defenses.
Beautiful high kick, hangs up there for a while, comes here to the near side, and Jones will scoot this one back the other direction. Big time kick, picked up in the back. Suznevic couldn't handle it cleanly the first time, allowed a little bit of time there for Kansas City to come up and make the hit. They are stifled back there inside their own half of the pitch. Pass coming around there from Nichols. Hits its target, but again, not much happening as far as the break line that time, or the gain line, able to break through. Now off to the right, good defense from Kansas City, fringes out, closes off that pass, and they're able to pick it off. Great work, Caleb Cremeen lost it back though. This thing's really starting to heat up here. Both teams just kind of looking for some continuity, string some phases together as back and forth we've gone in this match. Near side of the pitch, into contact, Potlatch Crichton again. Crichton with a couple of tries. His brother, Asua, on the pitch as well, number 6. A couple of brothers on each side of the pitch. The Palmer brothers, Gordon and Zane, for Kansas City as well. Break on the outside. They're able to scoop this one back up. Tia, still ball in hand. Beautiful little offload, finds Logan Hill over the 22-meter line. Support arrives just in time for the boys in blue. Back here to the near side, but just took his eyes off of it for a second, but offsides was on. United back in possession with the penalty. There's the quick tap coming off to the near side. Into contact, 10 meters away from the try line. Great run at pace, but Kansas City repels them yet again. Double tackle into a brick wall. Off to the left, Wiley, the vice captain, still 6 meters away from pay dirt. Off to the right-hand side, Hardy can't find an opening either. Now they'll spin it out to the backs. Line comes up quick. Nichols all the way behind, losing some meters here and eventually knocked it on. Great work on the outside, fully disrupting everything. Caleb Cremeen with great effort from his wing position.
It just seemed like Boise was kind of running out of options there after running a bunch of phases down in this end. It just didn't seem like anybody really took ownership of the ball there. And then the long passes, I mean, the skip passes work when you're trying to move it to space quickly. Right there, it just looked like Kansas City was pretty evenly matched, so that made the launch easy for the 4 of them to come up there. And by cutting off the space, it just generates the turnover now for Kansas City. And they'll scrum right outside of their 22.
Back in my days playing D3, we had a player coach as well, and it's tremendous to be able to have that tenacity on the field, leading firsthand that we've seen so far from Potlatch Crichton. And this one, a beautiful kick, lands in touch and trickles out of bounds. Not quite the 50-22, but that's multiple times we've seen Kansas City RFC flip the pitch completely from inside their own 22.
And they've got to thank Jones for that boot. I mean, it gets you about 50, 60 meters worth of space now, and without having to put in any tackles, right? It takes the contact out of the play. Right now, both teams are playing some really physical, aggressive rugby when they're taking the contact. So it's all going to be about who's going to avoid it and be able to generate the space to get the go forward.
Like the the kicking strategy there. You've got a solid kicker, Oliver Jones, so if you can just get your team down on this end of the pitch, we've already seen how good he can be with the boot. This time, not straight the call, so a scrum over to Kansas City as they look to punch in their first try of the match.
And with the scrum, I mean, they've got to go ahead and make a statement here. 3 points now, but you do want somebody to answer with a try. We've got about 13 minutes gone here in this first half. And with Kansas City, I mean, to be well rewarded with a try would be impressive. But Boise State, man, I mean, they're not going to give them any inches.
Off to the left-hand side through Oliver Jones. Little discombobulated. Great work by the United coming up and playing havoc on that offensive line. A penalty coming here for the high tackle. So United will be back 10. And we mentioned it earlier, maybe another opportunity to go for post yet again. And Jones has made the selection.
I mean, and it makes sense to kind of go for the points here and not have to go ahead and scrum down again after a well-defended effort by Boise United. But again, the discipline, whenever it comes down to making those tackles, and we'll take a look here, it just looks like getting right above it. He takes his eyes off of it for a second. It might have also been an offsides call. Referee just not happy with that point of contact, but either way, Kansas City, anytime that they get down in this end with a boot like Jones, they're always going to go for it. So Boise United, not only do they have to be really physical, but they've also got to be disciplined.
Wind could push this one a little bit to the right. Got to play with it here and slots it through. Second in a row, 6-0 lead for Kansas City RFC.
And Boise United have had a lot of opportunities here. We've seen them whenever they do maintain possession, they are able to go forward and they have these really good moments, but it's about those last pieces, being able to be the differentiating factor for who walks away with the win, right? It's about sustaining the pressure on through the attack, and Boise United just keep on getting disrupted by the defense of Kansas City.
Another beautiful kick, hangs up high. Retained possession here for Kansas City. Gotta love the strategy though, using Oliver Jones, his boot to get him down the field, and then Jones off of any little penalty can convert, and 2 for 2 on the day with the kicks. Now United on the counterattack. Over the midfield stripe they come. Show their potency, but once they kind of get slowed down here, haven't seen the quite the same urgency that we've seen in open play. Now they'll look for some space on the right-hand side. Ball a little slow to come out. Crichton again. Gets this one out. No knock-on, says the referee. Over to the right-hand side. That's Hill. Takes it off. Back in contact. Crichton again. Lowers the boom. But it's scooped up by Kansas City. They're able to almost knock that one on. Lucky to not be under advantage right now. Off to the left-hand side they come. Here's Larson. Support arrives. Been an excellent part of United's game so far, retaining possession. They just have not been able to get close enough to score just yet. Here comes Haggerty. Lowers the boom. Off to the right-hand side. Great defense coming up quick and making that tackle for Kansas City. Have the player name there, but see if we can find that. Off the right-hand side, Scrummy just with pick and go. Logan Hill over the 22-meter line. They've got to cash in here. Second time they've been this close. Closest they've come, though, so far. Now off to the right-hand side. Little dummy there. Fakes the pass. Goes inside. Splits the defense in the scrum half. On the return pass. Takes it in. Logan Hill on the board. Close to the post and gives Boise an opportunity to take the lead.
And Logan Hill, he always finds a way to find the space in the chaos here. A lot of forward pick and goes and taking it in really well is the fly half, trying to take it into the forwards, but it's the offload that comes in from Hill to recognize that they're just not expecting for an offload to take place there. You would expect for a fly half to kind of get crunched there, and you just see what it means to these players to kind of get into the try zone. They're playing for everything, right? For a national championship opportunity tomorrow. So emotions already starting to get heightened only because this match is very, very competitive between Boise State and Kansas City.
Great response for United. Again, sets this one up. Center of the pitch to take the lead. Drives it through and true. 7-6 your score for Boise is a big time response, exactly what they needed. They kept the ball, pushed their way down the field, and then great work on the offloads to find the space and dot it down. Terrific response there, Darian, from United.
I mean, the scoreline shows what we've been seeing for the first 20 minutes, right? A lot of back and forth between Boise State and Kansas City here, and I don't think that we'll kind of see a team take it and run away with it. Commentators curse, at least that's not what to be expected, but both teams, I mean, they're competing heavily at every single phase. They're trying their best out there. Right now, to me, it's all going to boil down to the mental game and also whenever fatigue starts to set in for both sides.
This time it's the opposite of that last try. It's Logan Hill out to Nichols. Couldn't find much space on the far side. A reset and a nice hard charging run. Breaks past the game line there from Willie. Back to the near side. Good skip pass. Finds the wing. Into contact, Thomas. Good work, good continuity again from Boise. Retaining possession a lot better here the last 10 minutes or so. Able to keep things moving over the midfield stripe. Back to the left-hand side, really working that side with Thomas. Pass goes a bit awry and eventually knocked on there in the tackle. Asaua Crichton could not come up with it, knocks it on and gives Kansas City the scrum here inside their own half.
They know exactly what they're doing and they know ways to get the job done. I mean, for me in general, just being able to give these players the ability to showcase their capabilities through productions like the ones that we give you through Next Level Rugby. I mean, these athletes deserve to have their expertise and their skills shown out here on a day-to-day basis, especially whenever it comes down to championship time. So, I mean, they're definitely giving us a show and something to work with.
This one goes to deck, so we will reset the scrum. Remember, on the other field, Field 1, Atlanta Old White taking on the Boston Irish Wolfhounds in the other men's D2 semifinal. 48-7, Atlanta Old White with a stranglehold on that match as they look to punch their ticket. And one of these two teams here in this tight contest will look to do the same here. Put in coming from Kansas City. Dylan Brannon back in the saddle to put this one back to the left-hand side. Straight into contact they go. Good hard defense from United to slow it down. Try a quick ball out to the left-hand side. There's the skip pass out to the wing. Hits the hands and goes forward. A knock-on, so a quick forward pass and a knock-on coming there. Take your pick. Will either way be a scrum for Boise.
And Kansas City, I mean, they recognize that they've got some really strong speed out on the outside there, so trying to move it is understandable, but we've talked about it throughout the day. Sometimes it's important to get the ball to your players early, right? Don't put them under the pressure, and don't put yourself under the pressure when you're at the line to make that pass.
So another scrum here. United with the put in. Logan Hill. This 14-0 squad from Boise. The Idahoans on top right now, but they're being pushed back in the scrum. Finally pops out of there. Hill's able to scoop it up. Left-hand side they come. Great hard charging run from the fullback. Susnevich takes it in, makes some meters and keeps things moving for Boise. Crichton, that's going to be Grigorkiv. Takes it over the 22-meter line, breaks things open here for United. They've got numbers here on the near side. Great job just scooping that one up, keeping it off the deck. we're going to have an offside, so back 10 again go Kansas City, and they led this match 6-0. 7 unanswered already for Boise, looking to cash in again off to the right-hand side. We'll bring this one back, not taken in front of the mark. So they'll have another opportunity at it and gonna have to slow things down now and rethink the strategy. They'll put this one out and have a driving maul opportunity 6 meters away from the try line.
And Kansas City, not typical for them to not finish the tackle here, but the body height contest and the resilience to stay upright and dictate when he's going to take the contact is what gets the forward momentum going for Boise State. Now, problem here is that Kansas City right now is looking at a pivotal moment, especially at line-out time. They've got to dominate the point of contact, because if not, Boise State will go ahead and score down in this end.
Struggle for it up top, goes straight down, but ends up in the hands of Boise. Hicken goes now 6 meters away, already up by 1, looking for more. Nice job getting low. Kansas City is right there to slow it down. Both posts, well-coached squad here for KC, but United's able to push over, referees right on it. Ball's recycled back behind the line. Now to the left-hand side, and they're in for the try. Taylor Thomas dots it down. Great work from the scrum half Hill to find the target and put another 5 on the board.
Boise State, they knew what they were doing right from the jump there. As soon as they started to get close to that line, using the forwards to do the pick and go, so then that way you bring in your big boys, and that leaves a lot of space to burn. Even the back started kind of turning in to pay attention, and that's why he was just able to work it around the outside there. I mean, Boise State, they're showing a lot of promise when they get down in the end, in this end. So Kansas City, they've got to play harder defense and make sure that they're closing the gaps on their defensive launch as well, because Boise State really takes advantage of it. And I mean, their speed within the back three, like within the fullback, Susnevich, who's about ready to take this kick. I mean, they can work this Kansas City defense for sure.
More difficult kick, this one all the way 4 meters from the touch line. A great response for them. Susnevich puts this one a little bit left, so it's a 6-point lead for Boise, 25 minutes into the match.
And we talk about the scrum half and their invaluable, you are so dependent on them to make those decisions at ruck time, to direct the forwards, and then also be able to see that the space is open wide and listen to what is coming in the information. So right now we're seeing Boise State look very well connected here, but Kansas City, if they can just take their connectivity on defense and apply it to the attack, then they'll be able to see more success.
Beautiful high kick, contested. The United have been able to retain possession, and they'll boot this one back. Off the leg of Logan Hill, corralled in the back by Colson Warner. Warner taken down inside his own half. Good driving defense coming up. Logan Hill working hard on the defensive end as well. Back inside they come. Caleb Land, the hooker, gets involved. This is what we need to see a little bit more from Kansas City. We saw the use of the boot earlier. Not a lot of time of possession on their side. Is that one possible intentional knock on? The arm goes up. Penalty given there. Not just a knock, intentionally done. So a full arm penalty, and back 10 go Boise.
And it seems like Kansas City, their patience, if they can just kind of hold on to the ball for about 4 or 5 phases, Boise State seems to make mistakes like this. We see them attempt to go for it, but, you can't do that in rugby, simply not allowed. So it's a well-deserved penalty for Kansas City. It gets them further down into the, into Boise State's territory, but they've got to be able to convert these phases into points.
A lot of distance there on that penalty kick, but it sets them up just inside Boise's half of the pitch. Driving maul is set up, and they're able to push forward a little bit, about 5-6 meters, but it's picked up off the deck. Great work with the poach from Boise. It was Dilly that was able to come away with it. And Now they're back on the front foot, and that's what we've seen so far, Darian. Just not enough time of possession for Kansas City, and then the blazing speed on the outside here. Try scorer Taylor Thomas could not hang on to that one. Back in touch and gives KC another crack at it.
And as you said, Tim, it's not a matter of Kansas City not having those opportunities, right? But it's a matter of them not being able to push past those initial couple of phases. They've got to work harder to reset and keep generating those pretty pictures that are getting them to go forward on the first three. If they can't find a way to kind of push past that, then it's going to be a lot of turnovers that'll go in favor of Boise State. But Boise State also showing that they're capable of making those errors without a lot of pressure in front of them. So both teams right now, I think, still feeling each other out, even though we're pretty deep into this D2 semifinal.
Nobody's really been able to take a stranglehold of this match, but two unanswered tries from Boise have them on top with the 6-point lead. Back through the hands of Jones, finds his target and a break through the middle. Over the 22-meter line they come. Gordon Palmer gets back to his feet, gives one more shove at it. Now off to the left-hand side. Defense is set right there and make the tackle behind the gain line. Pushes him back behind the 22. Reset, big fella gets low, drives over the defense. Poach always on there for Boise. It looks like they may have been able to come away with it. Struggle for it, scramble on. And eventually it's taken away by United. Boise back on the front foot. Big, hard charging run coming in there from David Haggerty. Takes him over the 22-meter line and they'll reset. There's the player coach, Potlatch Crichton. Keep things moving. Happy to play with it from their own end. Keeping it away from KC. Behind the back pass. Coming in from the scrum half. Razzle dazzle, but it does not pay off. Knocked on forward. Advantage being played for Kansas City. Big time collision. Now KC starting to get cooking. Max Reynolds, a big time run, shoves through plenty of blue jerseys. Still outside the 22. Both of their points coming from penalty kicks. They haven't really been able to push through that 22-meter line just yet, and a knock on will give them ball back, but another scrum here for KC.
Oh my goodness, did he just send it out throughout the back? I mean, what is that? Championship rugby, I mean, we're all here for it. That skill set, I mean, what a shot coming in here. Just seeing that he's going to test it a little bit to get in front of the inside center that's in the way. And then if your players do something cool like this, you cannot cough the ball up like that. Don't disrespect the player with the skill set. Kansas City, again, though, with the mistakes coming in from Boise on the handling errors, it's just going to keep on giving more opportunities to Kansas City. We've only got about 10 minutes left in this first half, and if Kansas City can get a score and get the conversion as well, then they can walk into the locker room with the lead.
Couple players down on the pitch. Looks like we might have a substitutions coming in, and that is Oliver Jones. Appears to be the one that was hurt, but he's going to tough it out. They're going to need him again. All 6 of the points, both of those kicks coming from Oliver Jones. That fly half position looks ready to go, set up yet again. Brannon spins it out to him. Skip pass, finds the target there. Palmer with the offload over the 22-meter line they come. Big collision, huge hit from Susnevich. Slams the door shut, but KC not done yet. For more, 12 meters away from the try line, and it appears to be turned over. Boise back in possession, and Darian, time and time again, it looks like Kansas City is on the front foot, but Boise is somehow able to find it and pull it out of there. The penalty is going to be on here, and Kansas City will have the penalty. 10 meters away, an opportunity to get back into the match.
It shouldn't be a shock to Kansas City's own side that they are getting line breaks, but that's what seems to continue to happen here. They get the line break, and it seems like everybody is shocked by the fact that they did. And the support is late, which gives Boise State a lot of time to get over top.
Okay, sir. No, that's the end of it. Wait, sir. Come.
Here our referee taking charge there and talking to Boise's captain, Skylar Larson. Couple of penalties in a row. The scrum chosen by Kansas City, a bold statement here as they look to use this platform as an attacking opportunity. Put in from Brannon. Take their time, use that forward pack, inch their way closer, try to earn themselves the penalty. Boise's defense disintegrating in the scrum, beautifully kept in by the number 8, right at the feet of Brannon. Gonna try to push this one all the way through. It's over the line, but referee's gonna need a second to talk to the AR to find out.
Kansas City better get that.
There was a knock. We go back to the penalty. We have a knock
Knocked on by Kansas City, and will come back. A penalty was on there. They've earned themselves that out of a beautiful scrum, and what a huge shove there from the scrum from KC.
And it looks like the referee awarded them the penalty. You've got to guess that they're going to go for that scrum again. I mean, to be able to do that as a group of 8, to be able to dominate the scrum that way, and with the skill set at the back, I mean, as a fellow back row player, the control that the number 8 has, Kirk Johnson, to keep the ball in, to continue to keep it going. But right here, here's the important part, right? They get too much momentum, and then you just see that they can't even keep up with it as well, and the ball just kind of gets lost there. But still an opportunity now for Kansas City to take it at scrum time.
That scrum disintegrates a little bit. Referee reaching for the pocket. We've seen multiple penalties in a row. They've already been warned once, and a yellow card has been displayed. Boise up by 6, but now they're going to have to fight for everything with the man down.
And just not able to handle the pressure looks like that's Captain Wiley, who's going to go ahead and have a seat for Boise United. And Tim, just as you say that, I mean, if they take the scrum with Wiley having to have a seat there, then it looks like Kansas City might go ahead and get well rewarded with a try off of scrum time.
You saw Boise just trying to do anything they could, broke that scrum apart, could not hold firm there. As we take a second look at this last scrum and how it just completely disintegrated, and they were able to earn themselves the penalty.
And right now they're trying to figure out who's going to sub in at front row, right? Because Wiley right now, who's the prop, is the one that received the penalty here. We see that the bind looks good, but already the body height looks questionable. And right here you see this left shoulder kind of turn up underneath the scrum there, and he's just not coming in at the proper angle there. Referee was already unhappy with the previous scrum infringement, and somebody had to go sit in timeout for that one.
Really boring in there, and now the pressure is on. They bring somebody into the front row, but already getting lifted up again. Arm comes out, advantage is on. They're going to try to push it in anyway. At the back of the scrum, they dot it down for their first try of the match. Dylan Brannon dots it down. Scrum dominance from Kansas City.
I saw people rush in to go ahead and give some love to the scrum half. I mean, he does well to go ahead and make sure that it stays at the back. He's talking to Johnson really well, but you've got to go in and you've got to give some love to the forwards, because what an effort. I mean, like a stampede, they keep the legs driving, they drive the body height up, and the best thing about their scrum is that it starts out low, it starts out strong, and as they feel the tension start to let up from Boise State, that's when they go ahead and push up that wave. And right from the back, I mean, keeping the patience really well was Brannon, and that's a well-deserved team try. Forward finish for Kansas City here. And I mean, only little time is left before we go into the halftime.
So 12 unanswered points from Boise looked like they might be able to take hold of this match. The one person that's got to be ecstatic right now, Patrick Clifton, the coach for Kansas City, seeing his team be able to do that on the national stage and then knock in the kick as well to take the lead. 13-0 the score.
And I mean, if you're a coach watching this, I can imagine it would be hard to not get emotional watching your team band together, buy into this physical match together, and do the darn thing together. I mean, that's what championship rugby is all about, right? So Kansas City right now, you see Pat Clifton over there kind of shouting out his team and stuff. We don't get to see the Boise State coach out there on the sideline because he's in there playing. So a lot of selfless rugby being played by both sides.
So off the restart, Kansas City back with it again. Just about 3 minutes left to go here in this exciting first half of action. Multiple lead changes. An incredible contact collision here. Now Kansas City still in possession. Land drops that one off, keeps things moving. That's Cummings with it. This is what we've seen. So many kicks coming from the fly half. Oliver Jones looking for something else, and now he's going to flip the pitch, try to find some space, but it's picked up in the back. Counterattack on here. Susnevich with the pass to the outside. Taylor Thomas, who scored a try earlier, gets it back to his fullback. Sets up the attack for Boise, down by 1. Under 3 minutes left to go here in the first half. Big time collision. Repels United again. This time they'll swing it back out to the right-hand side. Great hard-charging blitz defense from Kansas City. Slows everything down. Couldn't get it through the hands quick enough to find the edge. Now again the scrummy. Hill has a try to his name as well. Looked for some space on the outside, but Kansas City again holding firm. There's that pick and go from Nichols again. Dished that one off to the scrum half last time for the try. Now a quick pass over to the right-hand side. Through the defense they come. Still about 5 meters out though. Able to keep it inside that touch line. Recycle the ball back. Minute and a half left to play. Boise still 6 meters out now. See if they try to spin this one to the outside. We've kept it in on the far side of the pitch for a while now. The Lockharty slams his way through. Maybe things opening up now through the hands, but that first target is hit. Couldn't get it through on the outside. Thomas again wrangled down. Big time hit from Zane Palmer. Minute away from halftime in this incredible matchup. Kansas City holding firm with the 1-point lead. Been down in this position for about 7 phases now. Off to the right they come. Gorkov can't find a gap either. Held up, that's a maul now. Now the onus is on Boise to present that ball. Did so nicely there. They're able to retain possession out of it. But Kansas City hop back on top of it. And now they've stolen it away. That would be huge for them to come out of this one without giving up any points here in the waning moments. And now they look to attack on their own. Back here to the near side. There's the boot coming off for Oliver Jones. Finds some space on the outside or in the middle of the pitch. Susnevich spins it out to the right-hand side. Knocked on 10 seconds away. An advantage is being played here. Kansas City still ball in hand. Up by 1. Beautiful little offload, keeps things moving. Boys in red. Looking for some space. Another kick coming here from Jones. Over to the outside. He was behind the midfield stripe. That's a 50-22, and Kansas City will have an opportunity. It just depends on if there is time left on the referee's watch.
Look, Kansas City, I mean, they just stood on business here to be able to protect the try line. We saw Boise United, I mean, time and time again, they were about 5 meters outside of their try zone there, and just holding strong in their integrity of the defense was Kansas City. And going back to the boot of Jones, This boot alone has gotten them so many meters, has allowed them to put immense amounts of pressure on Boise United. Boise United being down their vice captain, it's hard to be able to recover and string together phases when there's just 14 players on your team. So right now, everybody needs to stay on and everybody needs to play this matchup.
It would have been huge for them to get the shorthanded goal, but now it's Kansas City back on the front foot, 6 meters away from another try. There's the hard charging we've seen from this forward pack. They have led the way alongside their fly half Oliver Jones's boot. Pick and go again. Keeping it nice and tight. Boise holding firm so far. Close to the line, but they'll have to recycle this one back. Scramble for it as looks like the scrum half was able to get down on it. Might get called for not rolling away. But in the end, I don't think that one was coming out either way, Darian, as we see the temper starting to flare in this epic D2 semifinal matchup.
I mean, it's hard not to get emotional, I think, when it comes down to moments like this that could be a game changer here. Just taking a look back at the replay, it looks like they're dangerously close to the line. You've got to wonder if he attempted to get it over. So referee's going to go ahead and have a chat.
For the breakdown, followed by tackler not released. Restart with the penalty against blue to red. Do you have anything else to add?
No, the foul play he was screaming about on the neck is just, granted, right, so play with net, start with the penalty. Yeah.
Captain, before the last breakdown, we had a penalty only, high tackle. We're going to restart with that, followed by tackler not releasing.
Probably a word with number of penalties in this area.
Yeah. We also have multiple penalties in this area of the game when we're in the 5.
So second time they've been warned. It was the original high tackle penalty that was given, and we've seen it time and time again, Darian. The third time in a row that off of the penalty, inside 10 meters away, they go for the scrum.
And it's a no-brainer if you're Kansas City. Let's go ahead and go for it again, right? Their scrum is so lethal, especially whenever it's down here in the zone. They know that right now Boise United has got to be disciplined in the scrum. They've caught him on it twice here. So if they can go ahead and hold them accountable, then they could easily get over the line again. You already see Johnson back there looking for the penalty. They want it badly. Boise United, they've got to stay strong and just hold the scrum in right now if they want to keep their backs on the front foot, be able to kind of give Kansas City a little bit of a launch.
So now the shove starts. Kansas City works a little to the right, now back to the left. The push is on, but Boise has held firm. They're not popping up. No advantage has been gained just yet. Finally, it comes to a stop, and now off to the left-hand side comes Oliver Jones, and he is in for the try. Great work, looped around the scrum, and dove in for the score.
I mean, Jones was so sneaky. We see him over there on the right. He tells them to go ahead and keep it in. Continues to see that now all of a sudden Boise United, they start to panic a little bit there. They leave just a split second of the gap, and Jones recognizes it. They get worried about the wide ball, and that just leaves a little space open for Jones, and he just slides through there. It's so silky. Such a good finish for them, and they'll feel good about that going into the halftime.
What a turn of events we've had here. We were under a minute, Darian, and it looked like Boise was going to score. They were able to switch the pitch, kick that one down. And again, if you're not familiar with rugby, we were over the 40 minutes, but it's up to the referee's watch. He said we still had time to play, and now Kansas City has made them pay with the score and the conversion. 20-12 is our score here at halftime. But man, what an exciting first half we've got on our hands here, Darian.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of hard conversations are going to have to come from Boise United. They've got to talk about the discipline. They've got to talk about how they're going to overcome the adversity of having a yellow card. Right now, Kansas City will have a lot more positive things to say about it, but still the work on's 20-12. It's a very achievable game for both teams.
Incredible first half, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, plenty of excitement here. Field 2 from Indianapolis will step aside. First 40 done. We've got the second half on the way here on the Rugby Network.
try line lies a world to be discovered. New cultures, new friendships, new experiences. Grow as a player and as a person. Build bonds to last a lifetime. Your adventure starts now. Visit Inspire Sport to learn more and book your team rugby tour.
So no points. NOLA is going to come out of this with no points. And Miami will take their spot, but maybe an ending try here, a little bit of pride.
Ah, beauty.
That's gorgeous, the offload.
Mateus Jensen. LA out, good speed from Anthem. They get in there. Meek still got away. Meek's a kick ahead, and the chase for it. Over the line, trying to get it and tap it down, and they do. Great.
Well short of that mark tonight. Akina, little chip over the top, has a man. Tassi cuts in, knifes his way through. And Talat.
Don't play him. Good, good. Play on!
Randy's come out of the match. She's been replaced
What a step.
by Ethan Howard. Beautiful job getting to the line and getting it down. That one.
Off the boot, low precision kick, and it's in. Oh, wow. That might be a candidate for try of the year.
In an ever-changing landscape where every decision matters, our mission is clear: to delight our customers at every turn. At Globant, we create the digital products everybody loves and empower global brands by building impactful solutions for millions of people. Our studio networks are responsible for creating experiences that leave a lasting impact, building AI-powered business solutions tailored to each industry, empowering brands with a blend of creativity, strategy, and technology, enhancing efficiency and accelerating breakthroughs with a unique AI model and agents for software development, boosting productivity with cutting-edge tech and implementation services with market-leading partners. Driven by technology and passion, we dare to go far, we dare to go fast, we dare to disrupt. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
My name is Jensen Gluski. I play for Seattle Seawolves, and my position is prop. My grooming routine, my wife probably wouldn't be happy with this answer. It's once a month, maybe less. This is probably one of the longest I've let my beards grow, honestly. Started growing it last season and just had little tiny trims here and there, so coming up on a year of length. The worst beard in the league? Connor Keys. Nah, I'm just kidding, he's got a good beard. He's more of a goatee kind of guy though. I've been using Beard Guy's beard wash every day when I get done with training. It's just always nice to kind of clean the beard out, get it feeling nice and clean, smells fresh. Definitely a big fan of the beard wash. How's it look, my guy? I think we good to go, yeah. Yes, sir.
Beard Guys, MLR approved.
It's time to hit. It's time to fly. It's time to leave it all on the line. It's time to get loud. And time for tradition. This is our time. This is your time. It's rugby time, America.
Oh, yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This one's fire.
When we pick up the ball, we also pick up a legacy. A legacy that stretches beyond your current team. A legacy built on the backs of those who came before you with hard work. And for those who will come after you, we promise it won't be easy. But we'll be there, supporting you on and off the field.
To understand the game in its fullest, you need to understand what's happening to the ball.
Gilbert is synonymous with every major event that's happened in our sport.
The ball is a conductor of the orchestra, We put a tiny microchip inside the ball. We're getting location information from the ball, speed, spin, distance, trajectory, hang time.
The technology and the innovation behind this ball is truly a game changer.
Welcome to the Rugby Rundown.
A one-stop shop for all rugby lovers. From unparalleled access, big name interviews and special features. I'm Alana Martin.
Jocko here.
We've got you covered.
Welcome back. We are just about ready to go for the second half of this D2 semifinal matchup. Boise United taking on Kansas City Rugby Football Club. A terrific first half of action. I saw Kansas City with a couple of late tries. Tim Wilkes here in the booth with Darian Lovelace. And Darian, an incredible first half, multiple lead changes. Should be a fun second half.
And both teams did a lot of the things right. Boise United there, they were just able to kind of get first blood, and for good reason. I mean, they're really, really physical. They run the right support lines and they do the things right. They've got a really good connective piece within their scrum half alone. Keep an eye out for Logan Hill, but the Kansas City forwards, we have got to talk about them. They dominated there. They dominated at scrum time, and it ended up getting Boise United a trip to the sin bin in their vice captain, Wiley. Now coming off of that, the conversation with Boise United has to involve the lack of discipline there in that red zone for them. Referee already unhappy with it before we went into the half. So now Kansas City can kind of think to themselves about drawing out that chaos from Boise United. But 20-12, it's still anybody's game for who's going to punch in their ticket against the D2 semifinalist winner, the Old White.
Yeah, Atlanta Old White won 41-7 over the Boston Irish Wolfhounds to punch their ticket to the D2 National Championship, and one of these two squads will join them tomorrow. That kickoff will be 11:45 a.m. Eastern Time right here on the Rugby Network. Another high ball gets us going, taken just in front of the 10-meter line cleanly there from Kansas City. Spins this one off to the right-hand side, lost forward though, and we'll have our first scrum of the second half as the continuity there just couldn't find their target. Knock on scrum back to Boise.
Looks like Wiley is back on for Boise United, and some substitutes in the front row starting to roll in there. It looks like Troy Cummings, the number 18, is a substitute, as well as for Boise United. Looks like that's Andrew Osborne who came in there to kind of take on scrum time. We'll see what the matchup looks like with this first scrum between the two sides, because on the last scrum, it was all Kansas City.
Bit of a better stable platform, and they're able to work from it nicely. 8-man take over the 22-meter line, swims across a couple. Grigorkiv dots it down and gives a huge strike for Boise just like that. A minute gone by, and a big-time try for David Gorkiv.
The pushback from Kansas City put Boise under a lot of pressure there, but one thing that they made the adaptation to was to strike quickly. They probably had a conversation at the locker room to be able to kind of work through Kansas City's dominant scrum, and the way to combat that is to get the ball back quickly to your 8-man, and with wheels like they have in their number 8 for Boise United, Grigorkiv. I mean, you want to get the ball into the hands of those players, and now 19-20, we're already seeing the potential for the lead to change now that Boise United is back to full strength.
What a tremendous response, and we are almost to another lead change. We've seen a great match so far. Again, 2 quick penalty kicks coming off the boot from Oliver Jones shows his prowess early on, but then a couple of tries from Logan Hill and Taylor Thomas gave Boise the lead, but Kansas City with those dominant scrums came right back and took it again. Now 20-19. Nice little relief of pressure from Boise. That one trickles all the way over the midfield stripe. Push Kansas City back into their own half here for a line out.
And if you're Kansas City, you don't want to be too quick to answer back, right? Even though the lead does matter, you've got to play a patient, methodical game, which is what they did in the first half to come back on top after Boise United really did a number on them. There's no need to rush this type of tempo for the game here, but you do have to put on a lot of pressure with Boise United. So the launch is going to matter, the integrity of the line, and the contested set piece.
Haggerty gets this one in, and it's just flung back by Logan Hill. Keeps this one in play, but losing a good 20 meters of possession there. Push this one forward, set things up off to the right-hand side again. There's the try scorer, Grigorkiv, back in the action. Tremendous work for that last 30-meter try. And now some continuity. Kansas City looks like they might have their hands on it, and they've earned themselves the penalty. Great work. I think that was Kurt Johnson got his hands on it, shows off to the crowd, and gets that support going. Actually, Dylan Brannon, the one that was able to make that play, the scrum half leading from the front.
And the reliance on the fans cannot be understated, right? They're the ones that you look to for that extra push of energy to look to and be like, did you see what I did? You know, and that was such a valiant, brave effort there at ruck time coming in for Brandon. Boise United, we talked about the late support coming in because the Kansas City is looking for those moments to turn the ball over. Anytime that they get isolated, the Kansas City will make them pay for it. Boise United need a quicker latch. They need to go to ground with the player who's supporting and be sure to get back up and get on their feet.
Caleb Land with the throw, goes the required 5 and gets Kansas City back on the front foot. Good charging defense, hits them back behind the gain line. They'll restart here, about 30 meters out. Flat-footed catch there, just spins that one out to Oliver Jones. Going the wrong way here, Kansas City. Another big-time collision. You see the tenacity been cranked up a notch here from Boise. And here comes Jones with the boot. Little grubber kick. This one's going to stay in play, but causing all sorts of havoc. A full football pass being made to the center of the pitch, and the kick coming from Logan Hill. Puts it up in front of the 22-meter line, brought in and just stepping out of bounds there, Kirk Johnson. The number 8 could not keep it in play, and great work for Boise to be able to come away with that and relieve a little bit of pressure.
Ooh, and that Dan Marino throw, the Hail Mary down there in that end could have cost Boise United. I mean, pretty deeply there. They were lucky that the launch wasn't really expected. It looked like from the backside of the kick from Jones there. So the chase was a little bit off. But again, making those smart decisions, Boise United really need to. Everything that they do right now has to be with purpose. You cannot have those one-off passes there. They luck out with that turnover, but Kansas City, man, they're doing everything they can to keep the ball out of their hands.
Great movement off of the line out here, all the way to the opposite side of the pitch. Now they found a little bit of a gap. Skylar Larson breaks through, but it's turned back over. Kansas City back with it again. Over the top, the great pass coming in there from Prezia. Off to into touch, go Kansas City. And helter-skelter stuff here now, Darian. Back and forth we go in this incredible one-point D2 semifinal.
I mean, at this point, both teams are talking over each other. I mean, they're really trying. Jones right there almost gets caught. I mean, almost playing it on the ground, but he stays up right there. And then Brandon, I mean, just trying to take the shoulder in against a fellow back there, but it's important to cut back in, stay away from the sideline, that 16th defender who never misses. And speaking of 16, I mean, they're starting to bring on the finishers now. Coaches are going to really start to play it. And now that we're talking about it, it looks like the number 4, that was Pat Latch-Crichton, looks like he might be on the bench to try and orchestrate the front between the two sides.
Great take from the back line. Skylar Larson picks it up off of the fire ball, through the line out, and now they've got some space here on the near side. All the way to the wing. Here comes Taylor Thomas. New substitution into the match on the wing. A little burst of speed there. Now let's spin it back into the center of the pitch. There's the dummy. Come in. I think that is Crichton back on the pitch. Number 4 off to the left-hand side now. There's Grigorkiv. Scored that last try off of the back of the scrum. Scrum's such a hugely important phase of play here in this national championship semifinal. Both teams finding dominance out of it. Now off to the right-hand side again. Boise done so good retaining possession ever since the first about 10 minutes of the match. We're really dominated by Kansas City, but now Boise again looking for some space. Already one try in the second half. Here's Suznevich, steps around one over the 22-meter line. Has space with him, gets it off to Hill. Hill keeps things moving to Grigorkiv. Grigorkiv drags defenders with him 10 meters away from Pater. Back weak side again. Red jerseys slung to deck. Good movement there from Logan Hill, but couldn't really find much out of it. Keep this one in tight. Here's Willie. Pushes forward. Inside 10 meters now. Long pass. Takes it in, still on his feet, 5 meters out, but he's stranded. Scooped up by Kansas City, and they take possession away. Great poach by KC. Back ball in hand. That's Dylan Brannon, number 9 again. Caught inside. We'll bring this one back. Off here dangerously to Jones, and Jones has to put this one through, flirting with the crossbar and the post there. Lucky just to see that one go out to touch.
I mean, Jones had no options there. Unfortunately, we can't see it in this left-hand shot, but it's just everybody was really, really tired after that. Even right here, we see they're kind of in an offsides position in front of Jones there, so they're luckily that referee kind of let the game play on there. But right now we're seeing the fatigue start to set in for Kansas City after playing a lot of defense. The defense is good, it's sound, but at some point it's going to break. And right there, Boise United is just being really, really patient and waiting for the moment that it does.
Beautiful take there in the middle of the line out. Off to the left-hand side, here's Crichton. Potlatch Crichton, also Asua Crichton as well, number 6 in there. Over the 22-meter line come Boise. Boise to the player coach, Crichton tries the inside pass to his fellow lock. Off the hands, Hardy couldn't hang on to it, but they're able to get possession back. Here's a chip kick up over the top, chase for it, big time collision. And it trickles out into touch, last hit by Kansas City, so Boise will get to apply more pressure inside the 22 with the line out.
I mean, what a ball of stress here for both sides. I mean, between Boise United and Kansas City, turning the ball over, getting it back into the hands of your own team. I mean, the back and forth between these two sides has been monumental and has been the topic of conversation for the both of us. However, right now, 19-20, we still have 30 minutes now. It's important for teams to maintain the blue head, especially whenever they are just committing these mistakes here at set piece time. You don't have to push the envelope because right now time is on both of their sides.
So that one was knocked on by Kansas City, but it went into touch, so an option here. And it looks like Boise is going to continue with this with another line out. Referee makes a point to say we are inside the 22 here. Another attacking opportunity for Boise. They were down by 8 to start this half, cut that lead to 1 in the first minute. Now off to the left-hand side they come. Center of the pitch, back in. Aofo'u takes it into contact, and they'll spin it back wide to the left again. Great effort from Kansas City, but they knocked it on. Advantage being played, just a knock-on advantage. Let's see what Boise decides to do with it. Tried to go with the chip kick up over the top, gets charged down, still ball in hand. I believe still advantage being played. Finally, that advantage dissolves, and so off the forward pass, we'll have a scrum back for Boise yet again.
We're talking about the back and forth. It's Boise United for the last 5 minutes continuously trying to get within the 22, to get close to that try zone, and Kansas City just not allowing them through. Time and time again, they've stood on their defense. They've come up and they've made those big hits, but there are some gaps that are starting to open up for Kansas City. If they can start to see those gaps early, Boise United, they'll have more success, but taking it into the teeth of defenders that are so strong in their tackle form on the Kansas City side is just not going to get you more points on the board.
Kansas City with more dominance there, but just like last time, Grigorkiv picks that one up off the back, off to the right-hand side. Through the hands they come. Susnevich has it, looking for the corner, dives in and dots it down. Try Boise.
Susnevich, I mean, so many meters he's gained for this team. So many times he's been there to be able to support them off of counterattacks here. And this is just a simple draw pass, the ability to move it behind the back, recognize that people aren't in a good position, and see when the people who are available do their job well. I mean, Susnevich has been at the right place at the right time and just following the support, being patient. Boise United now get the lead over Kansas City. And for a while there, it just looked like Kansas City was really going to have more control over the game.
Boy, here in the second half, it has been all Boise as United. 2 unanswered tries coming down. They're from 20 to 12. Not an easy kick though, all the way from the sideline. Susnevich. This one not able to get this one up in the air enough, but great work from him as we take a second look as this tremendous use of hands all the way outside.
And it all started with Hill making the smart decision to, instead of hitting Taofuo, who was coming in on a hard line, he hits Nichols out the back there because he knows that the pressure defense is coming in from Kansas City here. Kansas City, they're going to need to get a try now with now 12 points, 2 tries to Boise United since the start of the half. Chest out, we're ready to rock and roll here as it looks like Boise United is going to go ahead and come up with that kickoff.
Just another sign of the physicality here in this D2 semifinal matchup. Kansas City charging hard on the defensive end. Down by 4. 25 minutes left to play. Look to clear some space, but it goes right to Colson Warner. Warner flips this one back to the center of the pitch. Support arrives and they're able to secure possession. 42 meters out for Kansas City. Again, 2 consecutive tries for Boise. It was an 8-point lead, now a 4-point deficit for Kansas City. They're able to get possession out of this. Tackle is made. We'll look for some space on the right-hand side. Nice little jab step, cuts it in. But unable to make any meters, hit behind the gain line. Seen some tenacity really get wrenched up here for Boise. The defense has been incredible in the second half, and the offense has been money. Still, center of the pitch. Haven't seen much of the boot here in the second half from Oliver Jones. Again, wind a little bit in Kansas City's face this half, but they find some space through Clausen. Kevin Clausen over the midfield stripe and now opens things up for Kansas City. Numbers on the outside, beautiful pass, finds its target up over the top. Into contact goes Palmer. Now back on his feet, Glazier takes it in. Methodical stuff now from Kansas City. Faulkner into contact, breaks the line. Beautiful little offload to keep things moving. Solid tackle there from Boise. Slows things down a bit. Pick and goes for Kansas City. 6-7 phases deep now. This is what they needed to get back to. Keep the ball away from Boise. Use that forward pack. Get back to the scrum dominance. But it looks like we did have advantage was being on. There was a knock on there. Offsides the call. Boise will go back 10.
We know that Kansas City, I mean, they've got a dominant forward pack, but right now we've got to talk about how the backs, I mean, look at how far away they are from the forward pack right now. They're not an option off of these rucks. They're putting a lot of dependency on the forwards. And when you're at the 40, that's a heavy ask to have your forwards try and do pick and goes for 40 meters. The backs need to make themselves look like a viable option. They've got to make it look like they could potentially get the ball, even if their game plan isn't that, because it just makes defense very easy for Boise United. They get lucky with this penalty here, but Kansas City, man, they're really going to have to make sure that both sides are pulling their weight.
Off of the kick there from Oliver Jones, sets them up with the line out. 23 minutes left to play. Kevin Clausen made that last break there, number 12. First time calling his name, but finally makes his presence felt. Little jersey swap coming in.
Looks like that might have been to remedy our wardrobe malfunction from earlier. No shirts and skins today, team.
So now back in. Taken by Kansas City. 10 meters out and the driving maul is on. Can the forward pack exert their dominance yet again? Caleb Land has it in the back. Inside the 5-meter line. They continue to surge. Boise has come around. They've made contact in the back with Land. Land flips it out of there from behind. 1 meter away for Kansas City. Down by 4 in this national championship semifinal. 1 meter away. Go with the pick and goes. The forward pack surges over, and they're able to dot it down for the try. Kirk Johnson comes through for Kansas City.
And when I said earlier that the backs weren't making themselves available, it's because they have so much confidence in their forwards to get the job done. Right from the line out, we saw them do a beautiful driving maul, get the meters that they needed, and then go back to the bread and butter, which is the pick and go for Kansas City. They needed to try against Boise United. You can see what it means to them. And now Boise United, I mean, to be able to score twice, I don't think that Kansas City is going to give them that option again. It looks like now we're starting to see Kansas City get into the flow of their game, use their forwards the way that they did in the first half, and then hopefully Jones can start to get some of that go forward off of the boot now that they've got the lead.
It really just shows the back and forth nature of this match as Jones pushes that one a little bit to the left, and so it's still a 1-point lead for Kansas City RFC. Definitely could come back to bite them there. Could have had a 3-point lead, a couple of misses though, as we see the try scored by the big number 8, Kirk Johnson. He had a couple of tries in the Super Regional and gets it done for that forward pack. But as you mentioned, Darian, just the back and forth nature of this match, it looked like Boise, with the 2 tries in a row, had maybe finally taken a step to take this match, but Kansas City with a big time response.
And even though we know that 15s rugby comes in 2 40-minute halves, you have to think about the games in quarters, right? We're entering to the final 20 minutes. Right now, we've only got a 1-point differential. And as you say right now, points matter. But not only do the points, the decisions matter, the contact matters, the space matters. Everything matters to these players here. And Boise United already trying to tip the scales.
Couple of players in red colliding together there, and they're lucky just to get this one back at the 5-meter line. Chip kick over the top, scooped up now by Rademacher. Isaiah Rademacher takes it into contact, and now Boise on the front foot. 20 minutes left to play in this match. Davis takes it into contact, now to the left-hand side. Lots of red jerseys out there. They're able to swarm, double tackle, and keep them at bay. United back inside. Here's Davis again. You see those poaches coming in time and time again. This is where we've seen some great work across the board from Boise. They've been able to punch it in when they get close. On the deck, must release. Tackle was made. Beautiful inside pass finds the target, Crichton. The player coach just a meter out, reaches over. Referee caught on the opposite side. He'll go talk to the AR for the final decision.
Do we have a grounding?
Yes, I saw a hand on the ball before.
Okay, so grounding before the knock-on try awarded?
Yes.
And there it is. Try awarded, and Boise responds again. The player coach, Potlack Crichton.
I mean, if Boise United take this one and they punch in their ticket tomorrow to the final just based off of this play, they better write that in the thank you card. I mean, a backbend gymnastics move. Kansas City here are trying to twist him any which way to make it so that he does not get the grounding. Somehow holds on to the ball, finds the line here, and still has control over it to get it over the line. So referee's going to go ahead and award that grounding, and Boise United again answer back against Kansas City. There's still a lot of time left for both sides here, and it's all about the defense, right? Kansas City got caught with the interior ruck not folding properly, making the decision to go in and try and contest the ruck, left a lot of space open for a beautiful inside switch line going to Crichton, and it's a well-deserved try for the coach and the player for Boise United.
Great work there. Jackie Moon on the pitch. Player coach gets it done, leading from the front. Kick was not good, so still just a 4-point lead for Boise in this highly contested match. I'm counting 5 different lead changes here in this match. An incredible D2 semifinal. To see who will play the Atlanta Old Whites. That kick flirting with the touchline. lands in touch, does Boise, and now Kansas City off of the restart with an opportunity. The crowd's getting pumped up, and we are ready to go for the final 17 minutes of this thrilling match.
And Palmer really tapping into that, knowing that the last time that they looked to the crowd for reassurance, for the hype, was whenever they were able to get that beautiful driving maul down the side here. So Kansas City, they've got a lot of tools in the toolbox. Now, whether or not they can use it to make the masterpiece they're looking for, I mean, Boise United, every single time it looks like they're building something, I mean, they just tear it down here. So it's going to be a battle to the very last minute for both teams.
Two front jumpers struggle for it there, but it's taken in by Kansas City. 17 minutes left to go, down by 4. Kansas City has relied so much on that forward pack and a big-time hit. Oliver Jones behind the game line. Now they get back on the front foot, but cough it up. Lose it forward. Around the corner goes Logan Hill, looking for some space here on the near side. Little goose step. Into contact he goes. Counter ruck pushes all the way through. Kansas City thought they had it, but knocked it on in the process. Unlucky stuff. And we'll come back. Actually, referee caught that one from the touch judge on the far side. So we'll come back for that initial knock on. Kansas City almost able to punch that one in, but Boise still on top with a 4-point lead.
And Boise United, I mean, you've got to go ahead and give them kudos anytime that they get the opportunity to turn the ball over for Kansas City. They do. And right now it's about making sure that the ball is well protected for both sides here. We're seeing some knock-ons creep in, the ability to not stay away from the sideline as the fatigue and the mental toughness has to kick in for both sides here, because still, even with 15 minutes left to go, it's anybody's game.
So off of the back of the scrum, they kick this one deep, but great job by Colson Warner to be in the right position. Little dummy there, keeps things moving. Driven into touch though. Little shove after the fact too, Isaiah Rodemaker with the tenacity there on the sideline. Gordon Palmer into touch. Little discussion there from the referees. Make sure they've got the right call on the pitch. And we'll have a line out here, I believe, for Kansas City. Great back and forth. Now it's going to be Boise throw in here for the line out. Here's the throw, 15 minutes left to play. Nice pass from Logan Hill, finds its target, but it's knocked on. Unfortunate stuff, and that might be the little break that Kansas City needs to come back. Eric Wiley knocks it forward, and it could be an extremely costly one because it gives Kansas City another attacking opportunity.
Well, I mean, look at Brandon. He almost got, shoulder check there, was kind of missed there by Davis to kind of get into the way nonchalantly, of course. But Brandon, I mean, you need players like that who are determined, who are your leaders on the field, who are going to set the team up with those big moments, right? Now it's on the Kansas City as a whole to make sure that everything works for them and works in their favor. Each pass, each ruck, everything has to be done with purpose for them. And Boise United, man, do they have some purpose whenever they're on the defense.
That's what we've seen from Boise the entire second half. They definitely cranked that intensity up, and it has paid off for them. Again, down 20-12, 17 points here in the second half, have them on top of Kansas City in this D2 semifinal. Beautiful little pass, finds its target on the outside. Big time collision coming in. That was Colson Warner. Took it into contact. Spin it back out and use the big forward pack. Great job getting low by Boise. Triple tackle, jars the ball loose. Backwards, says the referee, as Kansas City retains possession. And another knock on every bounce of the ball. So critical here. And you hear the fans behind us down below just moaning and groaning with every little knock on.
And that things are getting a little bit chippy at Ruck time here because they're trying to keep everybody in, right? They don't want a lot of people on their feet. Boise United there with a beautiful launch. And I've been talking about the backs here for Kansas City. They've got to make themselves an option here. Being able to utilize a multi-layered attack could really change things for them. So we listen into referee.
Warning now. No after. No, nothing else. We're going to speak to them. Captain. I've just given them a warning about after. This is your warning, okay? Don't get into it or watch the floor. Yeah, 15 seconds.
Just talking to both captains, making sure that they speak with their teams. The captains in rugby run the show, and referees rely on them to control their squads a little bit after the whistle on both teams. So great job here in the last 13 minutes to settle teams down a little bit. The intensity is overflowing here. We'll see who can come on top in the final 12 minutes. Great tenacity from both these sides.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end from the referee as a captain to kind of get your teams to reel it in. It's important to just bring them back to their values, bring back why they're here, and just redirect it so that both teams can still stay bought in, but still do it safely and with the skill and the class that they showed at the beginning.
3 knock-ons in a row now, Darian, as things getting tired. Both teams played over 10 matches throughout the season over the last 9 months. You see the pass there, great one, a little bit low, but right in the breadbasket. They just weren't able to hang on to it. And so the knock-on there. You see that shove from Kansas City starting to get ratcheted back up a little bit in the scrums.
Yeah, and they're winning the shoulder really well is Kansas City. They were able to turn the scrum there, make it so that finisher Price, the number 17, was able to come up in the face of Hill and put him under pressure, and that dropped the passing. Right now, they're just trying to generate those turnovers by utilizing the launch without taking the contact.
So back ball in hand, Oliver Jones to the right-hand side, finds some space with Colson Warner. The fullback getting into the line out, and this one's knocked on. Another knock on and another turnover back to Boise. We do have a quick number update. It was David Grigorkiv who scored the try earlier, number 8. He switched to number 2 here for the rest of the match after the jersey malfunction.
And I mean, you can hear Kansas City, you can hear the screams on the sideline. I mean, anytime that they knock the ball on or do something like that, it's like a horror movie, right? You don't want it to end that way for Kansas City here, but Boise United, man, they're the villain in the story for them. 29-25, they've got 9 minutes left to go, and they've got the scrum down here. Again, we talk about those little moments, the decisions that matter here. Both teams are going to have to make the smart, good decisions every single time.
Now that's 4 scrums in a row that I've counted here in the second half where they have cleanly been able to get that ball out. On the other side, when Kansas City has the push, it's a little bit of a different story, but great work from the scrum half and 8-man for Boise to be able to retain possession off of these big drives. Still ball in hand. There's Grigorkiv again. Number 2 runs over one, steamrolls into another, finally brought to deck. 8 minutes left to play. Everything on the line here. Off to the left-hand side they come. Ooh, into contact again. Vidal Davis took the worst end of that one. Big-time shot, and Kansas City retains possession, but kind of dive over that ball, and they'll get sent back 10 as Boise will have possession off of the penalty, not releasing.
Yeah, and we talk about those moments too. I don't necessarily know if I agree with referee's call. It looks like Kansas City, they got kind of got given the short end of the stick there. Boise United was really slow to roll away there, and that generated the poach. You can even see it looked like it was the number 10 for Boise United, Nichols, who got caught under there, and it stopped Kansas City from rucking. But we talk about those moments when it comes down to semifinals and the finals. It's important that everybody makes the right decision here, but Kansas City, man, they're body high when it's come to the contact point of the tackle. They get below the ball, and even through the fatigue, even in the 72nd minute, they're still doing the work at the point of contact. But tree trunks like Grigorkiv, I mean, he takes it to the line so aggressively and is a player that has made a difference for this Boise United side.
Pass comes all the way back. Looked like it might have been knocked on. Referee says play on, straight down. Boise still in possession. There's a big time tackle coming in. Carter Price, the sub, makes his presence felt. A couple of tackles back to back. It's Boise back inside their own half of the pitch. A little over 6 minutes left to play. Every single tackle a struggle for the ball in those rucks. Kansas City fighting for everything they've got here. A little bit held up this time, finally brings his way back to the pitch. Scooped up again, into contact behind the game line. Kansas City throwing everything they can at him on the defensive end. Here's a kick coming. Try to relieve a little bit of pressure. Counterattack and back three defense has been tremendous from Kansas City in this match. This time they'll bring it back in. Send it all the way back over the head, and that is phenomenal. It was tipped as well. That's going to be Kansas City's line out on the opposite side of the pitch.
Ooh, and you can just see, his head go straight up to the sky, and he thinks to himself, why did I even touch it, right? Because it would have gone in favor of Boise United here, but right now, this is go time for Kansas City. They've got to make something work. They've got to make sure that they get over the line if they want that ticket into the finals tomorrow. Boise United, man, they've got to keep on playing defense. They've got to keep on coming up in the face of Kansas City.
Gordon Palmer, number 13, continues to be the heart and soul of this squad. Intensity coming from him, pumping his squad up. Little fake there to the front. They'll go to the back. Beautifully done, and they were able to retain possession off the top. Through Oliver Jones to the outside. Over the 10-meter line they come. But it's stolen away. Picked up there. Zachariah Rodemaker gets it, and they kick this one through. Again, relieving the pressure. Scooped up now. Warner sends this one out to touch. He was in front of the 22, so we'll come all the way back where that kick was taken. Line out for Boise with under 5 minutes left to play.
And just like that, it switches around right now. Boise United, they have to be really technically sound on the attack, and Kansas City have to come up in the face, and they've got to contest at every ruck, and they've got to do it at any opportunity that they get while also staying disciplined. Referee's already had a conversation with both captains. We've already had a yellow card. He's not afraid to go to the pocket if he needs to, and right now both sides need all 15 players on the field really being aggressive at every single chance that they get.
Not straight the call here. We'll have a scrum down for Kansas City. Another mistake for Boise with a 4-point lead. All they needed to do, they're on the right half of the pitch, just keep possession. Couldn't even get it in. Line out goes awry, and now the scrum back to Kansas City where they like it. They've got that huge shove from that forward pack. Haven't really seen them with the put-in a while, though. See if some of those subs have maybe changed things up a little bit in the pack, or if they're still extremely dominant. There's the push at the back. Dylan Brannon takes this one back over to Jones. To the outside, looking for space here. It starts to open up. Big time push out to the wing, into the hands of Palmer. Palmer recycles this one back. Does go forward, though. And Boise have scooped this one up. 3 minutes left to play now. Boise up by 4. They lose it in the tackle as well, so I think we'll come back to the first knock on by Kansas City. Turnover back to Boise. They're put into the scrum.
I mean, for me, this is not NASCAR, right? We cannot predict what either side is going to do. We don't know what's going to happen next year. And we talked about those moments where it matters. Palmer gets a beautiful line break there, but then he doesn't take care of the ball at the sideline. That's when it matters the most. Just a wayward pass to try and keep it inside. It just puts Kansas City under so much pressure there. And the pressure, they've got to take it off of themselves if they want to get over into the try zone. Right now, we've got about 2.5 minutes left to go. This scrum, this moment right now for both sides is going to mean everything as to who's going to go in for the final tomorrow.
Ooh, maybe an early drive there, but they get completely destroyed in the scrum. Back 10, go Boise. 2 minutes left to play off of the scrum penalty. Kansas City back in possession.
And you can feel that emotion coming in from the scrum here as Jones will go ahead and take his time to boot it. Right before this, the last score that Kansas City had was off of that driving maul here. Now they're about 7 meters outside. They have got to score at this point in time. And this scrum, man, I mean, Kansas City, Clifton, take the hat off here because your forward pack is it's exceptional. I mean, Boise United right here, they're already losing the body height. It's high, right? And the feet are moving even as the ball is getting rolled in. If you know that a team has a dominant scrum, every single person's boots have to be on the ground here. They take their foot off of the gas for a second, and Kansas City makes them pay.
Gotta secure possession now. 6 meters away. 1 minute left on the clock with Kansas City down by 4. A national championship berth on the line. Still 7 meters out now. Off to the right-hand side. Pick and go. Gets maybe a meter. 50 seconds left. Big time run. Max Reynolds, a force to be reckoned with, but he gets repelled as well. More pick and goes, just trying to inch their way forward. One little knock on here will end this match, but a try, even unconverted, will win it for Kansas City. Off the side again, 4 meters out now. Set this one up. Want to keep it in tight for another pick and go. Dylan Brannon keeps filtering those forwards in there. 2 meters out now. Caleb Land tries to set that ruck. Off to the right-hand side again. So close now. Under 10 seconds left to play on the clock. Another surge for Kansas City, but they're repelled again. Still 2 meters out. Brannon looks for his options. Off to the left-hand side. Great low double tackle from Boise. Sends him back. 4 meters away now. Off to the right. Here's Caleb Jones. Dummy to the outside. Cuts it back in. Caleb Jones 1 meter out. Can't get it either. Still stifling defense from Boise United. One little knock-on will end this match and give Boise the victory. Everything on the line. Pick and goes here from Kansas City. That forward pack has been so dominant, but Boise giving everything they've got to try and come away with this victory. Over to the right-hand side again. There's another surge. Over 10 to 15 phases of action. Time and time again, they're over the line, but it's held up. Held up by Boise. Over a minute into extra time here. That should do it. What an incredible 10 to 12 phases there, Darian.
And it just clenches at your heart if you're Kansas City, and it also just makes it overflow at the same time, because what a valiant effort that came in for Boise United there. You can see what it means to them. Group hugs all around, 10 to 12 phases, working on the pick and goes here. We talked about Kansas City's forwards, but Boise United, man, I mean, they showed out. This will probably be our last passage of play, and Kansas City, man, they've got to make something out of nothing here.
Off the drop kick, they don't have the option to find touch. Got to keep it in play off the drop kick, just like a restart. And now Kansas City seems like they might have something back in their back pocket. 25 meters away, still one little knock-on will end it. They're able to secure possession out the back. Through the hands, dangerous stuff. The forwards are able to keep it going. Setting up a little bit of a back line. They'll keep things over to the left. Oliver Jones dinks this one up over the top. Kicked into touch. And a penalty was on. Penalty advantage was on. We are still playing this match. Not releasing the call, and Kansas City will have one more opportunity.
I was about to send a strongly worded letter to Jones for Kansas City for booting that over the top when we didn't know that. I didn't know that a penalty advantage was being given to them. So it makes sense, and you can't end it off of a penalty here. So we will have the line out. Another opportunity now for Kansas City. Last time we saw this happen, we saw Boise United end up on top. This is the match we want to see. Who is going to do it here? Can Boise United keep Kansas City out of the try zone, or can Kansas City be the Cinderella story that'll get their opportunity at the final tomorrow?
Caleb Land, Hooker with the throw into stoppage time. Next stoppage will be the last one. This one over the top. Boise have possession, just got to retain it here. Cycle it through with the ruck, and they should be able to kick it out. 83rd minute, there's the boot, still in play. Finally brought into touch. What an incredible ending. Final word from our referee. And there it is. The final whistle, a 29-25 victory for Boise United, and they are in the D2 National Championship.
I mean, the celebration should go all around for both sides here. What a valiant effort that came in from not just Boise United, who is our victor here, but also Kansas City. I mean, the determination, the tenacity, everything that they did, they showed us exceptional skills and well-written out team connectivity between both sides here. Tomorrow they'll play against Atlanta Old White, who had a different point differential. So, I mean, right now, Boise United, they're going to need to get home quickly, recover well if they're going to contend tomorrow against Atlanta Old White. But the heart that they had, Boise United and Kansas City, this was the match of the day for me, Tim.
What an incredible match we had there. Again, at halftime, it was 20-12, an 8-point lead, only 5 points up on the board for Kansas City in that second half, 17 for Boise United, and they get it done. Let's take another look at some of these incredible tries from the boys from Idaho.
I mean, and they just came out here to ball with the bros. I love the trust that they had from the jump between all of them. Boise United, they really banded together in this forward pack for Kansas City. I mean, they did their job really, really well. But for me, the differentiating factor for Boise United was just their ability to move the ball well, to get it into dangerous players' hands, and to find more opportunity than I think Kansas City could have.
In the end, Boise holds strong, back and forth stuff between both these squads, end to end. And finally, it is Boise that earned the victory and punched their ticket to face Atlanta Old Whites tomorrow. See Pat Clifton there, the opposing coach, could not get it done. What a valiant effort for their boys, though. But it is time to step aside. Another great day, too, of action. Still plenty more tomorrow here from Kuntz Stadium. For everybody back at the studio, for Grant Harrison, for Darian Lovelace up here in the booth with me, I'm Tim Wilkes. Thank you so much for joining us. Come back and see us tomorrow for more Club National Championships here on the Rugby Network.